children's book writer and memoirist and filmmaker and a person who sought the wonder in every human moment, and I've never known anyone like her. She also gave me one of the first big breaks I had as a writer. She put me on the radio in Chicago back in 2002. And then a couple years later, she invited me to one of her readings. At the time, I was in one of my periods of unwellness, unable to choose my thoughts, but this time it was accompanied by depression. I found nothing enjoyable. I struggled to get out of bed, the usual. It was at once utterly boring and absolutely excruciating. Sontag wrote that depression is melancholy minus its charms. I didn't want to go, but I felt obligated because Amy had done me this huge favor by getting me on the radio. I have to confess that in general I find relentless positivity super annoying. Like, whenever someone is talking to me about the wonder and magic of human life or whatever, I just want to grab them by the collar and scream, "To live is to suffer!" But Amy was never deluded, and she always acknowledged the darkness amid her optimism. One of the last lines she wrote, and one of my favorites, was, "Death may be knocking on my door, but I'm not getting out of this glorious bath to answer it." So anyway, I went to the event. I was alone. I was very nervous. I was stuck with these invasive thoughts that I couldn't stop having. And also, Amy kept wanting the audience to participate in the things that she was doing, and I hate audience participation. It makes me nervous, first, because the audience might not deliver, and secondly, because, I have paid for the show to be entertained, not to be part of the entertainment. And I was just in a terrible mood, and then Amy started talking about how in World War I, many British soldiers who didn't understand their cause or why they were being told to fight and die for tiny patches of ground far from home, they started singing this song to the tune of the New Year's Eve song, Auld Lang Syne. We're here because we're here because we're here because we're here. It was like this recursive lament, an acknowledgement that there was no why, that life in the trenches was meaninglessness all the way down. But that night in 2004, Amy transformed that song for me without ever changing the words. That night she made me understand that we were here, meaning that we were together. And even when we felt alone, we weren't, not really, because we were part of a vast and deeply interconnected us. And also that we were here, that a series of astonishing unlikelihoods had made us possible, and here possible, and together possible, this group of people that had never existed before and would never exist again. And that we might never know why we are here, but that we can still proclaim in hope that we are here. Amy made me feel in that moment what I have believed ever since, that hope is not foolish or idealistic or misguided. Hope that life will get better, and more importantly, that it will go on, is the correct response to the arc of history. Hope is, as Emily Dickinson wrote, the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And even though I do truly hate audience participation, I hope that you will join me in singing in Amy's memory and in her hope. We're here because we're here, because we're here, because we're here.